What's up, guys? My name is The Dark Reviewer, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we will be reviewing a movie that I've been not really wanting to review, and the only reason why I probably haven't been posting in a little bit is because I've had to record this video 4 times now. It is not fun, and I really do hope that you guys will understand. But with that being said, this movie sits at a 39 on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's 2 hours and 2 minutes long. Stars Val Kilmer, Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones, Nicole Kidman, Chris O'Donnell, and Michael Gough. I am, of course, referring to Batman Forever, made back in 1995. What can I say about this movie? I say that a lot in this one. I say what can I say about this movie a lot on this channel, but when I talk about this movie, I actually mean what can I say about this movie. It is just straight terrible. I don't know who greenlit this movie, but whoever did needs to just own up to their mistakes, which I'm pretty sure they did, but this is it is not really too good of a movie, and I'm not happy I have to review this. I'm not even happy I had to sit through 2 hours and 2 minutes of watching this movie. I've lost my mind. I actually thought I was losing brain cells while watching the movie. I actually had to stop watching it right in the middle of the movie and just go do something else for 3 minutes, just maybe an hour or two. Then I got back to watching the movie. I finished it. I absolutely hate it. Now, they replaced the dark and gothic tone of the first two movies, and then they replaced it with this goofy, campy version of Batman. Well, they try to make him dark, but really he's not. It's just kind of silly to watch. The first two villains were dark, mysterious. They brought a certain creepiness factor to them. Like when they were on screen, you had chills going down your spine. Yeah, we got Two-Face and the Riddler in this movie, played by Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face and Jim Carrey as the Riddler. These two would have made great actors because, as we all know, Jim Carrey, yes, he's funny, but he also can be dark sometimes. Tommy Lee Jones, I haven't really watched much movies with him, but pretty sure he could have pulled off the darkness. I mean, just look at the guy. The guy looks amazing, but if that wasn't good enough, they replaced the music. We got that nice, creepy music, and we got that nice tone to set everything, and they just throw that out the window. I have to rub my head just cause. Also, I may be looking down there every once in a while because I gotta keep watch of the how much time is passing, because I'm trying to keep my videos maybe 25 minutes long, or maybe a little higher. And what is my fan doing? You guys heard that, right? That was weird. My fan is freaking out. Now, also, if you guys look at my posters all over the wall that you guys see right there and back there, okay, I'm gonna go have to take care of my fan real quick because it's freaking out. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and my fan has finally stopped freaking out. Anyway, back to the movie. They take away this dark tone that they set for the first two movies and make it more lighthearted. Gotham in the first two movies, for the first movie, it shows Gotham's gangs. Like, that's what the Joker was. He was a gangster. And then the second movie, they show Gotham's corruption, more of the uh, like the not what was about to say politics, but I don't think that's really how I should say it. They show more of the businessmen. They show how corrupt they are, and then they added Selena Kyle to it to make it more or enjoyable to watch. In this movie, Gotham just isn't a character anymore. And yes, that's pretty much what I'm saying. Gotham was a character in the first two movies. Gotham showed progression. In this movie, Gotham is really big. Like, really big. It is. There's probably. Okay, there were like skies. Every building was like a skyscraper. And I wouldn't know why, because. I mean. Okay. How do I explain this? Like, the. This movie is just too crazy. I just can't even explain it. And we're already past the intro stage, so. But, yeah, it's just big. Trust me when I say that. But, without further ado, let's start the movie review, I guess. We start off our movie with Batman putting on the suit, which looks pretty good so far, until he puts on the chest piece, which has nipples. I don't know who designed this suit, but they need to suffer. I'm sorry, there's just no coming back from that. They need to suffer. Anyway, the first line of the movie is Alfred telling Batman that should he make him a sandwich, and Batman says, "Don't worry, I'll get drive-through." And then they use this pretty much on a lot of ad campaigns to make it seem as if Batman went to go get McDonald's or Burger King or whatever they did at the time. And it was only sell toys there and sell burgers and get more money off of it. Pretty much this is just capitalism at its finest. This movie was just made to make a quick buck. Well, Batman is stopping a villain named Harvey Dent, who isn't black in this movie, like I would have hoped. But anyway, I would have hoped it would have been the same Harvey Dent from the last two movies, who was maybe a short character, but was just leading up to becoming Two-Face, and would have looked awesome as Two-Face. As a matter of fact, we actually get him as a minifigure in the. Yes, I am referencing this. The Lego Batman movie. We actually get to see him in there, and he looks cool. Like, if we would have saw him like this in a movie, it would have been amazing, but we didn't, and we got this Two-Face instead, which is pretty much just a ripoff of the Joker, because he's immediately laughing like the Joker. Like, I swear this movie is gonna drive me crazy, and this is gonna be a long-ass review. But we also get to see the Batman save a police officer, and we also meet another returning character, which is Pat Higgle, who plays the Commissioner Gordon of the series, and Michael Gough, which I'm pretty sure those are the two only returning characters from the last two movies. But we also get to meet Dr. Chase Meridian, and who was played by Nicole Kidman, or Nicole Kidman. I'm just gonna call her Nicole Kidman because that just sounds better to me. But she pretty much is classic damsel in distress. Maybe, because immediately she starts hitting on Batman. And even I noticed this as a kid when I'm watching this. I just noticed, like, why is she hitting on Batman so early in the movie? The last two didn't take that long, or took very long. But immediately she starts just being really weirdly sexual towards Batman, and I didn't really feel comfortable with that. But hey, what, I can't blame her. She's probably she's a really good actor. Not probably, she is a good actor. She brought little to the character of Chase Meridian, which I'm pretty sure it's only for this movie. That's fun, but not. But God, this movie just makes me lose my words. I have what I want to say. I got what I exactly want to say, but it just makes me. I don't know. But pretty much, Batman stops Two Face, and Bruce Wayne has a little meeting in the morning, which then he meets Edward Nygma, or known as the Riddler, played as Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. He's a brilliant actor. But in this movie, he's goofy. He's wild. He doesn't bring that Riddler vibe. Yeah, he places riddles and he says a few riddles himself, but like other than that, he's just a little weird. Not not what I would expect. Now, we're getting a new Batman movie where our main villain will be the Riddler. I hope this one is better than this one. This is gonna be great, isn't it? But we keep going with the movie, and eventually we start to see something happen, something unfold in this. I'm just at a loss for words. I'm just kind of like call it something, something, something. But pretty much Jim Carrey, he has the Riddler, or shows Bruce Wayne in his new Nigma Tech like box. He's called the box, and it's pretty much allows 3D holograms to enter your brain and to make you see it like coming out at you, and make it to where whatever you want to see. And apparently, it also can transfer brain waves into any to the person that's controlling the box, which is the Riddler, and makes them smarter. Pretty much gives them bank account numbers. There's private information, what your deepest, darkest secret is, which will come along later in the movie, surprisingly, because they kind of forget a lot of stuff in this movie. But yeah, it's a little crazy. Or Bruce Wayne starts to shut down the project. He gets mad and pretty much throws a temper tantrum and kills his boss, makes it look like a suicide, right? And then tries to figure out, starts like giving Bruce Wayne a bunch of riddles throughout the movies that all tie into later on. Apparently, he planned this from the start, which is just him telling Batman that the Riddler is Edward Nygma. So that's great. It, but eventually, Edward tries to figure out a name for himself and a costume. He takes the costume from literally any he has a little machine. It's like a fortune teller, but instead it has like a finger that goes to a question mark, which is pretty much green in yes, and then it has no as well. So he took the suit from that and the hat and made it his own. I don't know where he got the staff from, but like he did it his own, and he called himself the Riddler. Goes to Two Face, gives Two Face something to like a proposition. Two Face's motivation in this movie is a little weird. He blames Batman for what happened to him, yet he also loves uh, being this way. So wouldn't he just say, "Hey, thanks, Batman, for doing this"? And besides, Batman tried to save him, and I guess he's just not grateful for that. But pretty much, they team up. They go on a little rampage. Batman is just falling. Is just trying to figure out what's wrong with him, because apparently he's having daydreams to where he's seeing his parents get murdered, so he goes to Dr. Chase Meridian. They start to hit it off, and she starts to realize how great of a guy Bruce Wayne is, but secretly he's Batman, which she kind of starts to get into. Which at one point in the movie, she literally calls the bat signal, and makes Batman come there for intercourse. I'm just gonna say intercourse, which if she would have known Batman, he wouldn't have done that. He has busier things to worry about than you. It's just so horrible how they made her be. Chase Meridian would have been a great character as a psychologist and a friend to Batman. And Bruce Wayne, pretty much. But they made her the more kind of just sexual woman, just wants, that just lusts for Batman and Bruce Wayne. That's pretty much her entire character. I tried to just condense it down to something that wouldn't sound as bad, but that's her character right there. But Batman goes to the circus, sees the Flying Graysons, as Two-Face pretty much shoots up the whole place, killing Chris O'Donnell, or Dick Grayson's entire family, which includes brothers and mother and father, which then he finds revenge, and then goes to the Bruce Wayne's mansion, lives there for a little bit, just wonders what's behind a door, goes in and figures out Bruce Wayne is Batman, and then just takes the car out for a spin. Batman stops him from doing it. He blames him, and then Dick Grayson wants to become his sidekick for some reason, even though you probably need a little more training than just acrobatic skills, but it seems like he had a little training. This is already turning out to be a long review. Pretty much, I literally keeps leaving notes. They start to make their master plan. Enigma becomes a billionaire, pretty much, and when one point when him and when him and Batman were fighting, they kind of get the upper hand on Batman. Dick Grayson saves him in his old outfit that he wore for the Flying Graysons. Batman gets pissed off because someone saved his life. That's real gratitude right there. You know, I would have loved if someone just like comes up and just saved my life from certain death. And no, Batman just like, you could have been hurt, you could have been murdered, but literally they were gone a while before Dick Grayson got there. He goes to a party, and it gets attacked by Riddler and Two-Face. And while this is happening, or technically he only gets attacked by Two-Face, Edward Nygma is playing the billionaire type, and this whole thing was a plan to figure out who was Batman, because Nygma apparently figured out that it was going to be someone in the party, and they were going to try out everyone, I'm pretty sure, on this new thing, to where they can extract their mind and put it into a machine to where they can figure out who is the Batman. And apparently the first person they try is Bruce Wayne, and they get it right the first time. Like, honestly, this makes no sense. But Bruce Wayne invites over Chase Meridian to explain himself, to tell her that he is Batman, as he's making Batman no more. But he's going to tell her that he is this man. But Two-Face and Riddler pop in, kind of knock Bruce Wayne out. Two-Face was going to kill him, but Riddler decided that he needs to learn something. He needs to learn a lesson. Kidnaps Miss Meridian, and then Batman wakes up, figures this out, and figures out the riddle that Edward Nygma is the Riddler. He goes to the Batcave, gets a untested sonar suit, which, thank God, has no nipples. God, I was almost about to have a headache just looking at them. But then apparently Dick Grayson's back and wants to become Robin, and so they set out on the Batwing and the Bat boat. Two-Face and Riddler both destroy it. Pretty much everything is getting destroyed in this movie. And the final battle ensues. Batman must choose between his Boy Wonder or Chase Meridian. He chooses both, obviously, but, at one point, Two-Face is flipping the coin. Batman throws a bunch of coins. Two-Face falls to his death, but Robin finally got closure because he saved Two-Face. And that was the original reason, I'm pretty sure that was the original reason why he was kidnapped in the first place. Why would you save him? Just why? But, yeah. This movie is almost over, thank God. Or this review is almost over, because I'm losing brain cells just talking about this. Batman overloads the machine. Pretty much Enigma's mind gets even smarter, to the point to where he's a Nean. He kind of just, his mind just melts and he's driven insane. So they take him to Arkham Asylum. He thinks he knows who the Batman is, but really it's just him messing around and saying that he is the Batman with his Arkham Asylum jumpsuit, making it look like he's flying as the Bat. Chase Meridian has to go. And Batman and Robin run toward the light as the new dynamic duo, and thank God that's where the movie ends, and it will stay ended. I will never think about this movie ever again. God. Now, maybe, I guess one of the main reasons why this movie was so bad is because, well, it was changed so much. We loved the first two movies because the first two movies were amazing. And because the first movies were very good at what they did. And if we would have kept going on with this whole Batman ideal, we would have gotten a greater movie. But we didn't, and well, I guess it's not really what we need. It's not really what we need, but it changed so much about it that why even watch it? It's okay. It is a terrible movie. I can definitely say that. But I wish it could have been better, yes. That's all I'm going to say. There's no point to what I'm about to say. There's nothing. But they changed so much gothic tone that we loved about the first two movies that it's because Tim Burton was going to make it even darker. And apparently Warner Brothers did not like that, even though the first two movies were a big, successful hit. And when Tim Burton was going to make it darker, apparently they wanted it to go back to the campy form like it was in the 1960s. Which, why ever go back to that campy stuff when you have a great film series? They try to make it serious at some points, but they just fail. It flops. And it's so irritating to see that, because I love these movies. Well, not this one. Joel Schumacher, you need to step up your game, my guy, for this one. You wish you could have made it better. Wish they would have kept Tim Burton. And since Tim Burton left, that means bunch of other. I mean, the lead actor for Batman also left. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you wanna keep up to date on all my latest videos, hit that bell. And if you liked what you see, and you wanna be notified, or technically if you just liked what you see, hit that subscribe button and stay notified for my latest video. And I will try to keep posting normally, but thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later in another video. Peace.